can't wait any longer. I have to put it on my boat. The Active Target 2 from Lowrance. I had no idea how much work went into this. There's wires everywhere, there's crap everywhere. There's a lot to this. After my recent video on that cursed dam with Dylan, I thought it was time to embrace the future and got the controversial Active Target installed on my boat. I know. Stick around to see how to install the Active Target system on your boat and to see if I work out how to catch a barramundi using this futuristic tech. Yeah, fish on. And at the end, I'll answer the all-important question, is this the future of fishing? Well, today I'm at Port Douglas Marine and we're installing Active Target. I can't wait any longer. I have to put it on my boat. So I'll just give you a look at what I've got here. So there's the Active Target 2 from Lowrance. Got a nice big 16-inch screen, and eventually we will put on a second screen. And if you come over here, this is what it's going to be fixed to. So the ultimate Beatdown. So that's the bracket there. And that's where the sounder sits, and then all the other bits and pieces, and a couple of lights there as well. Chris, you do a fair bit of these installs?
Yeah, we've done a few of these now. We obviously do a lot of new boat fit outs and things, and we get a few customers coming in for, you know, the live scope, and Active Target is becoming more and more popular. So yeah, obviously having the pole mount up in the front of the boat with the screens and everything is is the new way to go.
Tell you what, I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but that is one very big screen. I'll just pop that off. Oh, look at that, HDS 16, sexy. That is a huge screen. And it really does help having a really big screen on the boat. Probably could have gone smaller, but anyway, here's what it is. Alrighty, let's do this.
Basically, we just got your brackets going on here, and we're just going to figure out how we're going to put all your bracketry on your system and work out positions. And
yep, it's a big screen, eh?
It is a big screen, so we're going to make sure what we're doing is going to be strong.
Okay.
And secure. So.
Yep. And then what's that other bracket in between? Is that for the lights?
That one's for your spotlight bracket.
Okay. So and there's two of those, so we stagger them, right?
Yep. We'll have one sort of on the top like that, and the other one on the bottoms.
So it widens the beam.
Widens the beam.
Yeah. Okay.
Get a much better arc. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing.
So let me ask you this, Chris. When you're doing these jobs, what are some of the issues that can come up with these, like the things you've got to look out for?
Well, look, if we're retrofitting things onto older boats, they may not have been designed.
Hey, settle down, mate. She's not adult. She's only a few years old, mate. Right?
But just making sure, you know, we're not going to drill through into any bulkheads. We can get to all the places, all the bolts, and make sure we can tighten everything up. But running cables in a lot of American boats is very, very difficult to get wiring through from front to back. So do a lot of big trolling motor installs and stuff. But yeah, I think this Sportsman will be a good thing. She's a newer boat and well made. So yeah, I think it'll be easy.
Easy in the Aussie boat, not the American boat. Aussie boat. Yeah, that's pretty good height as it is, like with the sounder in here, but then as I say, that does extend up.
Yeah.
So if you just loosen that one off, and now that whole thing, I'll hold the bottom, and then this one here, I'll just tighten it up there. So yeah, see how awesome that is? Like that's right in your face. Yeah. The only issue with that then is if you are on a fish, you kind of have to lift it over maybe. I don't know, but at least we've got that option once we're out there. How you going, darling? You good? So I've got quite a big lithium battery down below there for the Recon, but do you reckon that's going to be enough for the two or not?
Look, the problem with using the lithium battery for the Recon is it's 24-volt system.
Aha.
Whereas all this stuff,
it's 12.
Well, it depends. We can have a look. It might be multi-voltage, so there is a chance that we can run it off that. But we want to make sure we're still getting charged into your lithium for your trolling motor and your sounders, as well as for your house stuff.
All right. Well, we'll soon find out.
But what you're going to be doing out in the reef when you're towing this one behind the big boat. This is a DC to DC charger, so it will take the 12-volt power source from your engine battery and allow you to charge your 24-volt trolling motor battery.
Oh, the lithium battery up the front?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So I actually should have put one of these in a long time ago, to be perfectly honest. So every time that motor's running, it's charging that lithium battery up the front.
That's correct, yes. So look, we find with these DC-DC chargers, we can actually reduce the size of the battery that the trolley motor has, so you can have a cost saving there and a size saving. Because the engine is charging that battery whenever it's running, you theoretically don't need as big of a battery because you've got that constant charge. So this will work very well. It's Bluetooth, it's programmable, so you can always connect to it with your phone, see what's happening, see if it's charging, see where your charge is at, history of its charging too. So
which I'll never ever do.
No.
That's a very, very good thing to add to the boat. Another thing to whack her on. Mate, you're going to have that many electronics on this thing, she won't float.
That's it.
Where are you going with that, mate?
So I'm going to throw this one up on the wall here. I'm just going to move the battery isolator and the ground stud across a bit with a little bit of black high density board, plastic board on the stringer bulkhead here.
They know what they're doing. They got a pretty good idea, these fellas.
That's basically how it's going to look from the inside.
So what that's the earth?
That's your earth stud that's inside the boat at the moment.
Yep.
Your DC to DC, which we're wiring in.
Yep.
Your breaker and your battery switch, which is already in the vessel.
Yep.
But this is your basic layout, just to give us an idea of how we're going to go about it.
Yeah. So this board, you'll just glue that in the inside, and then that way you can screw these into the board.
Exactly. So
that's nice and neat.
It gives us a nice, neat and tidy. So.
And this board, this lasts a lifetime, doesn't it?
Well, it doesn't rot.
Doesn't rot.
No.
We like no rot on a boat.
It scratches, but it doesn't rot.
And that one there is going to be for...
That one's going to be for your module up the front of the vessel.
Relocate a few things here. We'll chop and shorten all this coiled up wiring.
Yep.
And then our Lowrance Active Target module will just sit
mounted in there.
Bulkhead there. We've got plenty of room for fuses and things.
Yeah.
We'll use the power supply off this lithium battery into a fuse block.
Gives us an idea of where we're going.
Very cool. Yeah, right.
So I can start prefabricating some wiring as well.
Yep. God, there's more to it than I thought.
There's a lot more to it than you think.
Yeah.
There always is.
That's all right.
Devil's in the details.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be slick.
Nice.
So it's a new day and I'm back at Port Douglas Marine and I'm going to go see what Clinton's been doing to the boat. I just sort of left him alone yesterday, Arvo, just to do his thing. Let's go in and get an update. I'm very excited. Hey, mate.
How's it going?
Good. What have you been up to, mate? You've still got crap everywhere.
Yes.
It's all happening.
We're work in progress at the moment. We're just getting the wiring started up the front here.
Okay.
We've run spotlight wiring. We've run wiring there for your sounder, and we've actually run the extra wiring for the sounder for when you want to add another sounder. So we'll make sure we don't have to worry about that in the future.
And I think, did Chris tell me you put the stack together?
Yes, we've got the stack together.
Come on, show me, mate. I want to see the stack. Oh, yeah. Wow, look at that. That's a big sounder, isn't it?
That is a big sounder.
Okay, so that's upside down, obviously, but you've got the... Oh yeah, lift her up, man. I'm going to check it out. Oh, look at that thing. Wow, that's cool.
So there's your stack.
There, okay, so when we want to put another sounder on, we can just put it on there.
We can put a tray as well with some cup holders.
Yes, we will be doing that.
Yeah, and the second sounder will obviously go there, so we'll...
if we do, I think I will at some stage, so I've got forward as well as, scout on at the same time. And then round this side...
You've got your spotties.
Okay, and that's what we talked about, the offset spotty. So you've got these ones facing one way, these ones facing the other, which just widens the beam, yeah?
Yeah, so basically you'll just have to turn it to suit wherever you want to look as well.
Yeah, of course.
So just position it, but
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, just a matter of working out how you want to position your lighting.
Yep.
And
away you go. Yeah. Let's get in this boat and have a look what you've done.
Okay.
Very neat indeed. Okay, but mate, that looks heaps better than what it was.
A lot of people think, we're just going to bang the sounder on and the active target and away you go, but no, there's a lot more that sort of happens, I guess, behind the scenes.
Yeah, of course.
Making sure everything's fused properly.
Yeah.
Because it's expensive gear, we don't want to fry anything.
Yep.
And making sure it can be switched on and off properly as well. So that new black plastic board there that's been glued onto the forward bulkhead is going to take all our fusing.
Yeah, right. Okay, there it is. And that's the actually active target too. That's the module. And switches on the other side there.
So you've still got your...
And that's where the big battery goes in there.
Still got your recon circuit breaker there, and the smaller one next to it is your isolating switch for all the new Lowrance and light bar and the active target.
And that's the charger you put in the other day.
That's correct. Yep, that's
Beautiful.
a
240 volt charger. Well, it's looking neat. I did think about doing this myself, and then I thought, no, don't be an idiot. Get these guys to do it because it's always going to be way more professional and just finished right. And like you say, the gear's not cheap, mate, so you want to look after it and you want to make sure that it's functioning the whole time you're out there as well. Yeah. And, you know, it's not having intermittent little faults and cutouts and all those sorts of things. Cool. And then in the front here, in the anchor well,
Just the wiring.
the wiring at the moment, but we're going to put the switch in there, I believe.
Yes. Slop stopper for the wiring to go through.
Yep, okay. All right, where are we going to put this thing? This is the big question. Oh, do I need to get up and just check it?
You want to check where you...
Well, I mean, that looks fine to me, right where it is, but maybe it needs to go forward more. Like, yeah, towards the front more.
You've got to just keep it behind this. That line there is
so it can't go on that line?
Can't go on it, and we can't. Well, we'd either got to be completely this side or completely.
Now, is it better further out or closer into this edge? It would be stronger to come here.
Yeah, I mean, being in the middle is going to be the weakest point. So if we can get it closer to the radius on the inside or the outside of the gunnel,
all right. Well, let's slide it this way and just see. I think that's totally fine. Now, obviously, at the moment, we've got it up a little bit, and it can come down. But yeah, I think that's okay. And I guess then the pole would sit roughly. Let's move these guys out of the way. The pole would be roughly like that because you sort of. Yeah. A little bit more left, you reckon? Yeah, okay. The closer it is, well, the closer it is to the front, the more depth you get. Like it doesn't hit the boat underneath, so the beam. So, yeah, I think that's good, guys.
Right, I'll mark that.
Yeah, please. All right, mate, you've dug it out. See if she fits. Slide her in. Look at that, like a glove.
So we've got our base plate recessed in the sea deck. We're just doing a dry fit of the...
Yeah, I think that looks pretty square there, doesn't it? So that's probably a good spot. I can reach it to take it off the front of the boat. I can reach it.
We're just going to reach in under there and unscrew that. So we know our orientation is going to be good. Even after doing this for quite a few years, it's still scary drilling into fibreglass.
Oh, mate.
But there is a bit of a trick to it. So we're just going to use the 8.5mm. We're going to put 8mm countersunk bolts in here. We're going to use the 8.5mm drill bit just to centre our holes. We're not going to drill all the way through. We're just centering marking our holes there. Popping out now.
Yep.
So we're going to go back with a smaller drill bit. Just to go all the way.
So you went the bigger one so it sets the hole a little easier to guide you through. Quality drill bits make a big difference too, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. Fibreglass is pretty harsh on the drill bit, but to make sure that your gel coat doesn't chip, we're going to use between the small drill bit and drilling it with the big drill bit, we're going to countersink the hole. This is important to make sure that if we go straight in now with the big drill bit, we will crack the gel coat. As you can see, the drill bit really grips into that glass, which is why we want to.
Yep, and doesn't crack that gel coat. Well, so far so good. I had no idea how much work went into this. There's wires everywhere, there's crap everywhere. I think a lot of people like me probably have the thought, you just connect it to the battery, screw it in the front, Bob's your uncle, you're out the door. There's a lot to this. Obviously, and you want it done right. You don't want it to half-arse it. You want it done perfect, and that's what the boys are doing. But yeah, it's a steep learning curve for me, let me tell you. Not unlike the big reno we did on the big boat. But, it'll be worth it in the end, I hope. No, it will.
We've got most of it done up here, just a few more zip ties to tie everything up.
Okay.
But You've got your original battery back in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had to remove all the old wiring, which we'd done before we put our new board in there.
Oh, that's a big board. Okay.
We've got our module and our breakers and all our wiring wired up and our fuse panel over here.
Yep. Couldn't have done better myself. In fact, couldn't have done it. Dun, dun, dun. Looking pretty sexy here. Now we put the sun visor on as well. So when there's that glare, that's really going to help with that. They're made really well and very easy to take on and off. There's the Beatdown. Just finishing off the last parts of that. And now that it's there, I really don't see myself extending it any higher than where it's at actually. Because if it's too high, then while we're fishing, fish goes one way, you got to lift that rod right over the top of it. But I guess we'll see once we get out there.
Not too far off now.
That's exciting, man. Obviously, there's the transducer. The pole mount is on as well. And it's been
still been cut in.
Yeah, cut into that sea deck stuff. Here's the little cutout of it. And so now it sits completely flush on the actual deck, screwed in, super solid, positioned correctly right next to our screen. Looking good, boys.
Okay, so you can see we've got our blackboard in there, which Clinton's put in there
installed.
Really nicely.
Yep.
Your battery isolator, your bilge pump fuses, the circuit breaker for the Victron DC charger.
Yep.
And everything's in there nice and neat now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go and turn our Victron DC charger on.
Yes.
And we're just going to go program that through Bluetooth. So this is our Victron app. From a default, it comes into power supply mode. You can instantly see that our engine battery or input voltage is 12.3.
Yep.
Our output voltage is 26.7, so trolling motor battery. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go to our settings. It's looking for an update. The first thing we're going to do is change from a power supply to a charger.
Yes.
And then we're going to go to engine shutdown protection. So our start voltage, set at 14 volts, probably a little bit high because at idle these aren't going to be putting out a whole lot, that much charge. But we're just going to set it to start with at 13.5.
Yep.
Even Bergie could probably do this.
Oh, look out! Hear that crap, mate? What a
When the
prick!
input voltage is above this level for more than the delayed start voltage delay, the engine is considered to be running. Again, 13.3 would be fine for that. It's got a timer for how long it waits for that voltage. Okay. And then this is again the most important one, the shutdown voltage. If the Victron sees the voltage on the input side below 13.1,
yes,
it will stop charging, which is what you want.
Beautiful. The boys finished the boat off yesterday. I've come back down and to pick her up and just go through a few things with them. They've just been running the engine, I could hear, just testing the charger that they've put in. So let's see what they're up to. Oh, look at that, the pole's in. Our dodgy extension is on, they've worked out. Look at that, Beatdown is there, like I bought one, mate. Very, very nice. Okay, let's go through this. So this is obviously a quick release system here, the Beatdown, and so I can take this off when I get home and put it in the shed. And then all I do is just connect the cables at the back for the lights and for the sounder. And then that cable there that goes into my anchor well, I've just got to tuck it up and I can push it into the anchor well or through that little sleeve there into the bow of the boat. So it gets that cable off the deck and out of the way when we're not using our active target. Chris, you've done something here. You had a spare button there. You've added the depth sounder. So you've now running that. I thought we were going to run that screen off the 24 volt at the front. It's not happening.
Correct. So what we've done in this setup is the Active Target 2 module is still running off our 24 volt lithium.
Okay.
The higher voltage will give us a clearer picture and a more stable voltage.
That's a good tip for anybody.
Yeah. So a lot of pro guys, you'll see them mucking around with running their units off the 12 or 24 volt banks.
Yep.
The consensus is you get a better picture with the 24, but the HDS 16 Pro screen is not multi-voltage compatible, so we've had to still run that off our 12 volt system at the back.
And that runs off our starter battery and our house battery.
That's right. So and the screens don't draw very much power. Our Active Target module, can be a bit hungry, and also the LED light bars are still off our 24 volt lithium.
Okay, so that's a very, very good tip for you. Run your screen off your 12 volt and run the actual active target module and so forth off your 24 volt, and it will give you a better picture. That's gold, good information. Okay, so before we go out fishing, just want to talk through a few settings and a few things to set up before you hit the water. One of them's a little bit tricky, and that is that the transducer here for the Active Target 2 should only be under the water maybe 200 or 300 mil. A big mistake is putting them way too deep or having them too shallow, and it's kind of tricky to do in your driveway like I am here. But I got a pretty good idea from spending so much time on the Sporty where that's going to be. So from the top of the transducer, you really only want to be 200 mil, maybe 300 mil under the water for the best reading you're going to get. So I'm going to show you how I set up Active Target. Obviously I'm in my front yard, not out on the water, but before we hit the water, I'll just go through some basics. Now the first thing you do is hitting your menu screen up there. You've got all your different selections. I'm just going to hit Active Target. And there you go. Now you've got to put it into scout mode. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit, actually I'll get rid of that, start us off. I'm just going to hit menu and then the mode. And I'm using scout mode, which is the forward facing mode of the Active Target 2. And basically that, scans an area directly in front of you. You've also got forward, which is a much narrower beam and just goes forward, and you've got down scope as well. But for the majority of the things that I do, and most guys do, you're going to be using scout. So I'm going to hit scout, I'm going to go back. Now the range, this range goes up to 120 meters, but we're not going to use that. That's way too much as far as I'm concerned. You lose a bit of clarity. For me, I think scouting the first 25 to 30 meters in front of you is ample, absolutely fine. So my sweet spot is about, I'm going to say 25 meters. I think that's pretty good. Now I go back. Now the other thing is, this is a big one, contrast. I think, obviously we've got the pole down here and it's not scanning underwater, it's just scanning the grass in my front yard. For me personally, I think around that 78, which is kind of the default, is really, really good. That works well for me, but you will have to adjust it based on your water clarity, water depth, and in the environment that you're fishing in. So that's what I'm going to use there. The other thing that you have to look at is noise reduction. Now this one's an interesting one because I've fished with guys that have got Active Target and they have theirs on high the entire time. And basically that's what they swear by, keep it on high. And what it does is it tries to take out all the noise, so you're just seeing fish more so than anything else. But when you go to low, it does show up a lot more detail. So it just depends on the size of the fish you're chasing, but most of the time, let's face it, here in Australia, we're chasing barramundi with these things. So I pick the middle and I'll hit medium, and occasionally I'll hit high depending on what I'm doing. If they're smaller barra, I tend to go to medium, and if they're real big dogs, I hit high, and you can really see them stand out. Now we've got here an icon mode. I can hit upper left, upper right, lower left, lower right. I'm going to put it in the upper right. And what that is that shows you which way the beam is facing when you move your pole. But you have to have, I actually can't remember what it's called, but I know it's like another thing that you've got to fit to your transducer to make sure that it gives you an accurate direction. I don't have that on mine, so I just turn it off. This is another really cool one in here. Down the bottom right-hand corner, you've got a little space where you can put, it flips open somehow. Yeah, it is there. You can put little memory cards in there, and then you can hit record video. So if you want to get some really cool footage of your Active Target doing its thing, you can do that. But a red hot tip for you, do not put a card in bigger than 32 gigabytes. Anytime over that, or it's 64 or 128, and a guy was telling me a couple of days ago, he put in I think a 64, and he'd shot some amazing underwater or Active Target cod footage, and they didn't record any of it because the card was too big. It just takes up to 32, and that's the one that we recommend you put in. So hopefully that helps you set up a little bit. The last thing I'm also going to show you is, I talked about at the very beginning there, when I go back, the range that I'm working on, 25, but then there goes my neighbour, how you going? But then you've got your zoom here as well. So you can kind of zoom in and zoom out based on that range of that 25 there. I normally sit mine at around 16, and you want to make sure, the worst way to test this is when you cast your lure, tilt your Active Target pole up tilt it up like that, and you want to be able to see your lure splash and land on the surface. If it lands there, you'll see the little splash on your screen, and then you can tilt it back down and then watch it sink, or then track it along the fish. But you'll know how far it is on the screen by doing that cast and seeing the splash on the surface, and then you'll just work out roughly the different directions and also the length that this is actually scanning to. Now it's time to get out on the water and see if we can find a couple of barra. Where we're fishing, it doesn't really hold real big barra, but it'd be really cool if we could still find a couple for you. The hole was too short, so we made our own extension on it. I'm waiting for the proper one to come out, so the extension on it is dodgy. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, is that a fish? Could be, actually. Oh yeah, there's the splash. So we're down we go. Way down we go. Yeah, fish on. I don't know that it's a barra. Yeah, it could be a caddy. It's spinning like a caddy, but it came off that snag there, so no, it's a barra. Yeah, it's a little barra. No net. It's just a little fella. Yeah. First barra up the coast here since I've moved up. I've got one hook in. Let's go. Yay! Little fella. Isn't he cute? Yeah, beautiful. Mate, just in there's my mobile phone.
Looking at a screen, looking up to see which way the sounder is pointing, making sure I don't run into anything, making sure the transducer is orientated correctly, all the while casting and nailing the correct technique to get the bite. I've got to be honest, I'm not sure about this style of fishing. It's quite possible I just need to get used to these additions and eventually it won't take up so much time and focus. But to what end? Fishing is fishing. I'm fairly certain we all agreed a long time ago that it's all about the journey and not the destination. And if we continue to shorten that journey, what have we got left? That being said though, this is an unbelievable piece of technology and I'll definitely be diving deeper into the Active Target on the next few barra trips. And to answer the question, is this the future of fishing? I would say for a very specific style of fishing, but we're a long way from this being the normal on every recreational fishing boat like a sounder is today. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and also get out there for a fish.